Yo, meet TJ, 35 years young, living the bachelor life, kinda. His apartment, total disaster zone, clothes everywhere, pizza boxes stacked like skyscrapers, and a distinct aroma of, well, you know, but here's the kicker. TJ's loaded, like secret millionaire loaded. Yeah, dude inherited a pile of cash from his grandma. Don't judge, it happens. Point is, TJ's got the money, but his life? It's a bigger mess than his apartment after a Fish concert. He's got this sweet vintage poster of Cheech and Chong on the wall, a constant reminder of his lifestyle. His fridge, mostly beer and leftover takeout. The only thing organised is his gaming setup, complete with a top-of-the-line console and a comfy-looking beanbag chair. It's like a tiny oasis of order in a desert of chaos. TJ spends most of his days scrolling through social media, lost in the endless feed of memes and viral videos. When he's not glued to his phone, he's deep into his gaming world, battling virtual enemies and leveling up. His kitchen, let's not even go there. Dirty dishes piled high, a sink that hasn't seen the bottom in weeks. Cooking, not TJ's thing. He'd rather order takeout, and the delivery guys know him by name. Despite the mess, TJ's place is a hotspot for his friends. They come over, hang out and add to the chaos. Laughter, loud music and the occasional debate about the best gaming strategies fill the air. But beneath the carefree exterior, TJ's got responsibilities, bills to pay, investments to manage, and a future to think about. The weight of it all sometimes gets to him. The pressure of maintaining his wealth and figuring out his next steps. He often finds himself reminiscing about simpler times, flipping through old photo albums and remembering his grandma's wisdom. Lately, he's been trying to get his act together, reading motivational books, watching self-help videos, and even considering hiring a life coach. Every now and then he makes an effort to clean up, but the mess always seems to creep back in. He's got a vision board with goals and dreams, but turning those into reality, that's the real challenge. TJ knows he needs to make changes. He's determined to find a balance between enjoying his wealth and living a more organised life. With the support of his friends and a bit of determination, TJ's journey to a more balanced life is just beginning. It's not going to be easy, but TJ's ready to take the first step. After all, even a millionaire's mess can be cleaned up. Every morning, TJ wakes up to the same routine. Bong rip, check. It's almost like clockwork, a ritual that has become second nature to him. The first inhale of the day, filling his lungs with smoke, seems to set the tone for everything that follows. It's a moment of peace before the chaos of the day begins. Scroll through social media, double check. He spends a good chunk of time just scrolling, liking and occasionally commenting. It's a way to feel connected, even if it's just through a screen. The endless feed of memes, news and updates from friends and strangers alike is both a distraction and a comfort. He's got this nagging email about his son, Jidenna's school fees. It's been sitting in his inbox for days, maybe even weeks. Each time he sees it, a pang of guilt hits him. He knows he should address it, but the thought of dealing with finances and responsibilities is daunting. It's like a fly, buzzing around his head, annoying but easy enough to ignore, for now. He swats at it mentally, pushing it to the back of his mind. There are always more pressing distractions, more immediate gratifications to focus on.
What's it all about, man? This question, often posed by his friends during their late-night sessions, lingers in his mind. It's a question that seems simple but is loaded with complexity. What is life all about? What is his purpose? These thoughts swirl around, especially in the quiet moments.
He lights up a joint, takes a long drag and stares at the ceiling. The smoke curls upwards, creating patterns that momentarily distract him from his thoughts. It's a temporary escape, a way to numb the existential dread that creeps in. He knows he should be more responsible, especially with Jidenna. The thought of his son brings a mix of pride and guilt. He wants to be a good father, to provide and be present, but the weight of his own struggles often holds him back. But the thought of adulting, of facing his responsibilities, it's just too overwhelming. Bills, work, parenting, it all feels like too much. The pressure builds and he feels like he's drowning in a sea of expectations. So he takes another hit and tries to forget about it. The smoke fills his lungs and for a moment everything feels lighter. The worries fade into the background, replaced by a hazy sense of calm. It's not a solution, but it's a temporary reprieve, a way to get through another day. As he gazes out the window, he wonders if there's more to life than this. The routine, the distractions, the fleeting moments of peace. Is this all there is? He dreams of something greater, something more fulfilling, but the path to get there seems unclear. Sometimes he writes down his thoughts, hoping to make sense of them. The act of putting pen to paper is therapeutic, a way to process the jumble of emotions and ideas in his head. It's a small step towards understanding himself and his place in the world. And then there are moments with Yadena that remind him of what's truly important. The laughter, the bond they share. These are the moments that give him hope. They are a reminder that despite the chaos, there is love and connection. He knows he needs to make changes, to face his responsibilities head on. It's not going to be easy, but for Yadena, he's willing to try. The first step is the hardest, but it's a step he knows he must take. As the sun rises, TJ takes a deep breath and prepares to face the day. It's a new beginning, a chance to start fresh. The journey ahead is uncertain, but with each new day there's an opportunity to make things better. Later, at the supermarket, TJ's facing his biggest dilemma: Fruity Pebbles or Cap'n Crunch? He stands there, paralyzed by indecision. It's like the weight of the world rests on his cereal choice. But deep down, he knows it's not about the cereal. He's got this nagging feeling, like he's supposed to be doing something more with his life, something meaningful. He's a millionaire, for crying out loud. He could be traveling the world, starting a business, curing cancer, whatever. Instead, he's stuck here, debating the merits of sugary breakfast cereals. Back at his place, TJ's hanging with his buddy, Donnie. The room is filled with the usual clutter of a bachelor's pad, empty pizza boxes, video game controllers, and a couple of half-empty soda cans. The TV is on, but neither of them is really watching it. They're just chilling, like they always do. Donnie's complaining about his dead-end job, his mounting bills, the usual stuff. He's been stuck in the same rut for years, and it's starting to wear him down. TJ listens patiently, nodding at the right moments, offering a sympathetic ear. He takes a long drag from his joint, the smoke curling up towards the ceiling. It's a familiar scene, one they've played out countless times before, but tonight something feels different. He's about to offer Donnie some cash, help him out, but then he stops. His hand hovers over his pocket, the weight of the money suddenly feeling like a burden. He hesitates, his mind racing. He can't keep living a lie. The secret he's been carrying is starting to eat away at him, and he knows he can't keep it hidden any longer. He looks conflicted, his face a mask of uncertainty. The truth is, he's been living a double life. On the surface, he's just another struggling young man, but beneath that facade lies a secret that could change everything.
Dude, I gotta tell you something. His voice is shaky, the words heavy with the weight of what he's about to reveal.
He takes a deep breath and spills the beans. The words come tumbling out, each one a piece of the puzzle that is his life. He tells Donnie about the inheritance, the money, the whole 9 yards. It's a story that sounds like something out of a movie, but it's his reality.
You're telling me that you're a freaking millionaire? Donnie's eyes widen in shock, his mind struggling to process the information.
TJ nods sheepishly. He knows it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. He's been living a lie for so long, he's almost forgotten what it's like to be honest. He knows it sounds crazy. The idea of a millionaire living like a broke college student is absurd, but that's exactly what he's been doing. He's living like a broke college student, for God's sake. The cluttered living room, the cheap furniture, the constant worry about money, it's all been a facade. But there it is, the truth out in the open. The weight of the secret lifted. He feels a strange sense of relief. It's not going to be easy, but at least now he can start living his life honestly. The room falls into a heavy silence. Donnie is still processing the bombshell TJ just dropped. His mind is racing with questions, but he doesn't know where to start. TJ watches his friend, wondering if he did the right thing. The truth is out, but what comes next? How will this change their friendship? Will Donnie see him differently now? Despite the uncertainty, TJ feels a small smile tug at his lips. For the first time in a long time, he feels free. The secret that once felt like a prison is now just a part of his past. Donnie finally breaks the silence, his voice filled with curiosity and a hint of disbelief. So, what are you going to do now? Are you going to keep living like this? TJ shrugs, his mind already racing with possibilities. I don't know, man. Maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time to start living for real. They both laugh, the tension in the room finally breaking. It's a new beginning, a chance to rewrite the story of their lives. And for TJ, it's a chance to finally be himself. As they sit there talking about the future, TJ feels a sense of hope. The road ahead is uncertain, but for the first time he's ready to face it head on. No more secrets, no more lies, just the truth and whatever comes next.